All right. We are trying this again. Take two. Hopefully this works. Did Lucio Fulci curse me? Is that what it is? If you're here and you know somebody that's not here, please let them know that this video has started. But here's a cover for Lucio Fulci's House by the Cemetery. Thank you for coming back if you did. And we are live. I apologize. Long time no see is right. I apologize again, everybody, for that. If you know other people that are in the stream and may still be stuck in the other stream or maybe in there, please let them know that we restarted with a not as good picture. All right, here we go. So again, thank you for coming in to hear. Hopefully this one will do well. See, I think this is mine. My iPad is getting kind of old, and it's literally broken, like right down the middle there. So it's probably me. It's not you. It's me. But let's go. Well, we still can do this. Let's keep going. I'm kind of nervous. So either Dale, Phenomenon, one of my favorite Argento films, and I love the window box for this one. I do want to get this special limited edition, but I would never get rid of my window box. Hey there, James. And look at the sexy artwork for Phenomenon. Just look at all the sexy art. Comes with that limited edition poster right there. Your favorite horror movie? You got good taste, man. And it's an excellent film. See, I haven't had this for 5 years. That's the thing, right? I've only had this like for a couple years, or maybe not even that. To be honest with you, maybe in a year. But I broke it. It actually was my fault. So this is the Birth Crystal Plumage, which has probably, this is the most gorgeous art you're ever going to see for Birth with the Crystal Plumage, like hands down. Like there's other artwork on here, but just look at this, man. So here are all the different covers you get to choose from. As you can see, it also had like a poster in here as well. And just to quickly show you, really quickly, is it here? Is it here? Yeah. So the posters were double-sided. So this side here, you got like the kind of the foreign artwork. And right here, you had the newly designed arrow artwork. Some of these I would like to put up eventually. Are they expensive now? Well, I guess, you know, where they're no longer around. But, and there's another art for Bird, and that's amazing, hey? Yeah, we're going through all the arrow stuff, by the way, for people that just came in. The arrow, like rarities and limited editions. Next up is one of my favorites. I won't cover it here, because it's only a giant, but still. This is Inferno. Again, it's an excellent Argento film. I'm covering her bare butt, just so you know. And it's very well done. It's not really much to show, but anyway, so this is a big one because this one had not just the four artwork, four like art, but it had 2 discs. It had a double-sided poster and it had art. It had like lobby cards as well. So this was a loaded set. I think like the Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead ones were like that. They had the lobby cards too. I don't have them, but I'm pretty sure that they did. I haven't got to the art set yet, so don't worry, didn't wear that. Didn't miss out on that. Next up is the very last one that I got from in the window boxes. It was the last one of the last window boxes they ever had. And this is Red Scorpion. Well, it's a Dolph Lundgren action film. I really dig it. And there's all the artwork for this one. That's the new artwork. I wasn't really big on it, but I'm a huge fan of Lundgren, and I do like those films. And last but not least is Vamp, which again, I love this film. It stars a Canadian actor, actually Chris Makepeace, who I guess who's famous from My Bodyguard. If you haven't seen Vamp, you've probably seen My Bodyguard if you're of the age to have seen that film. And Robert Russler from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is in this one as the friend. and it's got a really cool featurette on it, and I think it's on the regular edition as well, called what's it? Dracula Takes a Bite of the. Where's it at? Dracula Bites the Big Apple, which is really funny. It was really, I think, more of a kind of a cost thing. Is that the window boxes were a bit pricey for them to make, and they ended up going like going all in when it came to restoration, and then they kind of went in a different way with what they did. But they still, I would still love to see some window boxes like made here now. Now the stuff that I got coming here are going to be some sets and some limited editions. Some of these are big sets. Hey there, Cinematech. First up is it was the limited edition original one for Cinema Paradiso, which is a film that I love. There are two versions of the film on here, the 124-minute theatrical version and the 174-minute director's cut. So there's a significant difference in both cuts of those films. So this is how it was originally done. See, I've never had any problems with the white turning yellow, but maybe over time, I'm not sure. And it was just so well done on the inside too. Hey there, Ron. You got your Easter sales? Oh. See, I didn't get to get that. I have my box set coming from the Umberto Lenzi Carol Baker set, and I think I've got a. I think the 4K would be worth the upgrade. If you love Cinema Paradiso, probably, but I don't know. I mean, this is a great edition. So if you don't have it, yes. But if you already got it, it's really going to depend on how much like mileage you're going to get out of the film, how many more times you're going to watch it. If you're a huge fan of it, it's a no-brainer, right? But if you're not, then the next one is Logan Toxic's favorite film in the entire world. He just loves this movie, and that is Thief with James Caan. It's not really. I'm just joking. But this is, if you're going to buy Thief, if you are going to get it, and you in any way can, this is the edition to get. So Criterion put out Thief as well, but their edition, and I'm going to say it right now, I know Criterion says going on right now, it's subpar. This one here actually includes both cuts of the film. So you get like both cuts of the film in here, which wasn't on the Criterion edition, by the way. There's a documentary on Michael Mann, the director's episode, Hollywood USA, James Caan. Scores. It does have a great score. But yeah, and this is, if you can get this edition, like this one here with this limited slipcover, it really does. It's really a great one. And now, see, sometimes it's hard, and sometimes when it comes to this, it's super easy. There's a couple times I'm going to show you when it's going to be super easy for you. And next up is a Frank Henenlotter one, and it got ripped when it went through customs. I never bothered to ask like Arrow to cut, like to send me another slipcover or anything like that. I just, I didn't feel like I should, but that is Brain Damage. Look at that. See that? That's pretty deep, huh? So this one, I actually got a pin. Is it in here or is it somewhere else? I probably got to put somewhere else. So this came with a pin. Zachary, the horror host, did the voice for the character in this movie. What was the character's name again? I'm trying to remember. Elmer, right? Yeah, Elmer. So, hey there, Richard. But fun film. There is a cameo from the Basket Case guys in here during the subway scene, so just keep an eye out for that if you've got it and you haven't watched it in a while. What the heck? All right, next up is it's not the big edition that was put out, but this is Waterworld. Elmworth and E, actually, I think. And again, I'm a huge fan of this film. I know. Not a lot of people love this movie. I'm pretty alone on this one, but I do. I just really love this film, and I can watch it over and over again. My oldest kid, used to. Oh yeah, all the cuts are on here. So you got the theatrical cut of the film on here, and you actually and the Ulysses cut, which is a 3-hour extended cut. There's one cut on here that it's missing, I think, which is like an in between cut. But the Ulysses cut, I actually really do like Water. Steve, I actually do like it, and it comes a lot from watching it with my oldest when she was like just a little one. Now this is the mutilator, and this rocks. Why does this rock? Why is this movie awesome? Aside from the Spring Break song, which everybody remembers, this is actually awesome because the actors in this, they're not exactly the most professional actors in the world. I'm definitely getting the Friday 13th set, man. I pre-ordered it yesterday. But what's awesome in this film is that because they're not like really big polished professional actors, they come off as real people. And because they come off as real people, you actually feel sorry for them. It's missing TV cut. That's the one. Thanks, GK. You actually feel sorry for them when they get killed. These aren't like obnoxious people or people that you don't. They're regular people, and you feel sad when they die. Or I did anyway. So if I got Mutilator, what's the next one I got coming? You know what's going to be. It's not cranberry sauce, but it's Blood Rage. And again, this is the limited edition of Blood Rage. And this one does have the Nightmare at Shadow Woods limited edition exclusive on here version of the film, which is a re-edited 1987 theatrical cut of the film. And this, this is a must. So Thanksgiving, you're doing Thanksgiving horror, you got to do Blood Rage. You got to do it. But there we go. See the artwork. Yeah, the artwork on the inside. Look at that. But Blood Rage is so quirky too, and it has the girl from Mary Hartman in as the mom, and she's such a quirky actress. Like she's really over the top, but in the best possible way in that film. Next up is one that I'm going to tell you this right now, that if you don't have this movie, Lewis Lassiter, thank you, Mike. This is the one to get. You must get in your collection, Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. And it doesn't matter if this is not your favorite Peckinpah film, because there's one thing on this that is going to make this a must for any cinephile. And that is this. The limited edition bonus Blu-ray. So if you're a fan of film and you're a fan of Sam Peckinpah, you're a fan of documentaries too. So there is a documentary on here called Sam Peckinpah, Man of Iron. So listen to this one, George. Sam Peckinpah, Man of Iron. So it's around 2 hours, over 2 hour long documentary. But aside from that, the movie and its own bonus features, the documentary has over 10 hours of previously unseen interview footage extracted that didn't make it into the documentary. So just like you get the movie here, the Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia with Warren Oates, who's an incredibly underrated actor. You get all the features that are on that. You get a second bonus Blu-ray that gives you a 2 hour long documentary on Peckinpah called Man of Iron. And then 10 hours more. You get 10 hours more featurettes. So think about that. You're getting 10 hours just on the bonus disc. 10 hours. So if you don't have this, really, it's a great documentary. The film is actually excellent too. But you want to know anything about that one? 10 hours, George. I told you, man. That's one to go on. So now we're getting into we'll do these first, and then we'll get into the box sets. So there's only a couple more, then we're going to get to the box set stuff. Beyond the Door 3 was there. That's such a cool film. Vincent put that one out. It was amazing. My Darling Clementine. And again, this one was put out by Criterion as well. But that being said, look at this cover. Just like, look at this cover. Can you not, is there any other choice to pick up this movie with when you see this cover? And just like the other one, it includes other wider tales. So Frontier Marshal is on this as well. So you're going to get both of them. Next up is The Amazing Contamination, which is a really fun, cheesy film done by Lucio Cosi. It is hard to, when you got that big of a filmography. Back to the front cover stuff, pique your interest. Look at this one. Look how shiny this one is. The neat thing about this one is like, it's actually a fun little film. But what's even better is there's an interview with Lucio Cosi, like talking about his entire life and career. That's worth its weight in gold for this, because that interview with Cosi is really, really friggin' good. He has an extremely interesting life, and I just love the. It does have a great score. I wish the score was actually, this is one like Severin puts this out again. Yeah, what's the score? I'd grab it. Do I have Deadbeat? I don't have Deadbeat now. I've got the digital copy Deadbeat done, so I have to get the original one. And yeah, it is set in New York. So Bloodthirsty Trilogy. If you like Hammer films and you like vampire films, this is a very gothic set. This when people see a lot of when people hear the word Asian vampires, if they've come in contact with them before, normally what they think about are those hopping vampires. You know what I mean? But AME will know that this one here is, it's not like that. It is an amazing one. The one that I got upstairs, by the way, just so you know, is One Missed Call is upstairs right now. So there's a couple box sets that aren't here that are upstairs because I'm watching them right now because I'm going to be doing some videos. So there may be a couple box sets that are missing out of this, but they will be shown in the next video. Now the hopping vampires aren't in this. These are the classic, like Dracula, Christopher Lee style vampires, and they're really, really well done. I personally can't get into hopping vampires much myself, but I think it's more of a cultural thing. And the most I see them is probably when I'm watching MXC or Takeshi's Castle. They'd like sometimes in Halloween ones show like that. That's a bit of a deep cut. If anybody remembers that show, I'm not sure. MXC was a show that came on Spike TV, and it was a cut down, re-edited version of a Japanese series called Takeshi's Castle with Beat Takeshi. It was a famous actor, by the way. Yeah, I haven't watched them both. Upstairs is, well, it kind of goes in between triple feature because I do watch a lot of stuff upstairs on the 4K TV, but I do watch a lot of stuff on my 3D television as well, which is in my bedroom. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, Kenny Blankenship, and Vic Romano. Vic Romano, by the way, if you ever watched it, that's Beat Takeshi. All right, so next up is Necromantic 2. This is the one that my better half got me for as a surprise because it was at a print, and she was on eBay, and she saw it there, and it was on for a good price, so she grabbed it. Not for everybody. I'm gonna be honest there. Necromantic 2 is not exactly a date movie. If it is, you may want to wonder about that date. Spike TV, I think they renamed Spike TV, didn't they? It's called something else now. Hey there, Daniel. Daniel, by the way, if you have not, and I'm sure you have, because I haven't listened to all the episodes. Daniel, by the way, here does the Cobwebs, the Gothic horror podcast, and if you guys aren't listening to it, you definitely should because he does a great job with it. So Daniel, if you haven't checked these out yet, Bloodthirsty Trilogy, I'm sure you probably have. These are Gothic horror, and these are amazing. And I'm putting my name in the hat if you ever talk about them. Seven Angels, such a good song, man. Yeah, not everybody's going to really get into this one here, but definitely check it out. We will definitely. I want to get together with you to do the one that we wanted that you mentioned, and there's if you like me and it goes over well, we can probably do that because I would actually really like to talk about those films. I can understand. Necromantic is an excellent date movie if you don't want a second date. Yep, agreed. So, my better half bought me this. Like, I didn't say Necromantic. She, like, literally bought that one for me. Called Epics Parut edition. I'll get it out. Called Epics Parut Necromantic, Necromantic 2, and they put out a box set of all of his films. So this is Bloodbath. There's like three different versions, at least three different versions of the film. But the most fascinating thing about this entire set aren't the films, which are okay, which are fun little watches. But Tim Lucas did a kind of like a documentary on all the films, kind of a visual essay called "The Trouble with Titian," revisited, and it is fascinating. It's a fascinating watch. Tim Lucas, of course, is amazing. You've heard his voice so many times on commentaries, specifically Mario Bava ones, but this is a non-Mario Bava, and it's Tim Lucas on here, and it's worth getting it alone. Yeah, the doc is the reason I got it too. The days of Video Watch Dog, Mike, I miss those. So this one was a given. Deep Red. And again, if you're just getting into Giallo, this is one of the babies of Giallo. This is one of the ones that's considered like the great. So when you often hear about Friday the 13th, we talked about the yesterday, they'll say number 4 and number 6. Those are kind of comes as the best of what Friday the 13th is and what it can be. Deep Red is considered by many people, many Giallo watchers, to be the best of what Giallo can be. I personally like Tenebrae best. That's my personal favorite. But Deep Red definitely has all the, it's playing all the hits, that's for sure. Fonderoso. See, that's the name I knew it as. Like for years, I never saw it as Deep Red because I bought I got it online, and it was like in one of those. It was uncut. It was like I think probably from Video Search Miami. All right, this is gorgeous. I hope every one of you guys have this in your collection because it is so beautiful, and they did such a good job. And their transfer is the best transfer of the two that were done. Screen Factory put it out. But I haven't seen the Pajama Girl case in a long time, so I don't have it, so it's one I got to get down the road. So I don't have any thoughts on it right now, so I do apologize. But I'll be honest with you all the time. And this is the thing. This is the thing. It is gorgeous. The cover of this is utterly brilliant. It really encompasses the feel of the film more than anything I've ever seen, and that pun unintended. It is a gorgeous set. The transfer on it is better than the transfer on the Screen Factory edition, though the Screen Factory edition does have a good transfer as well. And like, it even has this, and I've got to take this out. No, I got this one a while back actually when they had their big sale, though, their big anniversary sale. So on here, of course, you see the original poster for the Thing. And just a minimalistic remake poster. Like a redo. It comes with a book as well, and I won't go in. I'll go in. It's like if there's certain ones. By the way, if there's certain like box sets of these here that you want to see me go into more in depth, like kind of like keep it in your mind, or say it out here like that. And I can eventually do it. This one is a Region B one, Daniel. It's amazing, Mike, to think that this here, now considered one of the great horror science fiction hybrid films of all time, was once a box office bomb. But that happens so often. It was the first movie I've ever owned of any format. I'm not quite sure, but that's actually a good idea for a video. Actually, I'm going to save that question because it's a good idea for a video. Like, actually, it's a really good idea for a video. I was asked if I had this one, and I do, and I actually really like these. Your enjoyment of these, I'm sure AME's got these more than likely, is going to depend on if you like these type of films, and I do. So this is the Outlaw Gangster VIP, the complete collection. And again, I really dig these. There's like, I think there's 5 films, right? No, 6, okay. So there's Gangster VIP, VIP Part 2, Heartless, Goro the Assassin, Black Dragon, and Kill. Yeah, I think it actually did come out around the time of ZT, which is killer. But this is a really nice set. I love the way this is done, and I love that he uses that Yakuza blade. You know, it's not like it's not a samurai sword. It's not a knife, but it's kind of like that in between blade. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure somebody here does. But it's a cool kind of like blade, and I love that. Hey, Indy, we are doing, this is take 2 anyway, of the Arrow Rarities and Box Sets. We're slowly getting through these, and praying that the internet doesn't go on me again like it did when I first started this video just a while back. Okay, this is gorgeous. All their stuff is like, they've just put out such gorgeous sets. I mean, I haven't bought any Arrow in a while, and people ask me why I haven't bought any Arrow. Why didn't I get in this Arrow sale? Why didn't I do the unobstructed view Arrow sale? I'm eventually moving, it might be a year now, to Morocco. And when I'm going to be shopping for movies, you can't shop for movies in Morocco. There's really no physical media there. So I'll have to fly across to London. So I'll be getting a lot of my stuff. Well, a lot of the stuff that I'll be getting is going to be region 2. So it's going to be a lot of Arrow releases, 88 films, stuff like that. So, you know, in a year or so when I start doing like unboxings and stuff like that, you're going to see me doing videos either from London or from my house, from my condo in Morocco. And you're going to see a lot of Arrow stuff at that time. I'm looking forward. I've been in London once, Daniel, and I loved it. It's my favorite place in the world to live, and I cannot wait to go back there again. So I'm super stoked about that. So this is Bride of Reanimator. Do we have Heathers? Not the Arrow edition, not yet. Morocco is a fun place, and it's a tourist place. So it's one of those places where you feel good. Like, you're walking down the street and you feel safe. That's what I'm going to say. And this has a really neat thing. And I love comics. The first thing ever. Cemetery, you're at FOP in London. FOP is my jam, man. That's where I went that's where I shopped at in London. I love FOP. Oh yeah, they all went to Morocco. Oh, Fassbender went to Morocco, yeah, because he cast that guy from Morocco, remember? So this is like a comic book. It's a full feature-length comic book. It has all the covers there as well. If you go to Essaouira, there is a statue of Orson Welles there that was done, because he made Othello there. My better half just, FOP, there's two, there's upstairs and downstairs, right? So my better half literally just pretty much sat on the stairs while I looked around for like, what must have been hours. So this is Society. Yes, it's the shunting. So everybody, you got to own this. This is one of Brian Yuz's best. It is so good. I love this film. It stars Billy Warlock, who a lot of you guys, he's the son of Dick Warlock, who was Michael Myers in Halloween 2. Hey there, Trini. And of course, he was in Halloween 2 himself. He's as a young boy. So this has the comic book sequel to Society. So if you ever watched the movie Society and wondered what happened after the film ended when they're escaping, like spoiler alert, well, this is what happened. And if you want to know exactly, then you gotta get yourself this comic book of Society. It's definitely a rough ending. Screaming Mad George, all this stuff, like in the Gore Zone and stuff like that, when you see Screaming Mad George, it was incredible to see. All right, this is a newer one, Cat o' Nine Tails, D'Argento. Again, not my favorite Argento, actually. But because of the, and I'll be blunt, I'll tell you right now, not my favorite Argento, and I'll give you the reason. Because basically, the ending. The reason behind the killing. We're almost getting into the big box sets now, by the way. So while you're there, that normally look in the background and see a certain like lady smiling out at you from a certain box set. Oh, I love Carl Malden. I mean, love Carl Malden. I just don't like the scientific, like the pseudo-scientific reasoning behind the killings. So this is The Hills Have Eyes, and of course, we've all got this one, I'm pretty sure. This one went on sale, like at Amazon CA. This one for the longest time was like $12. Super easy to find, super cheap as well. So yeah, the shelves seem so empty, don't they? And next up is Last House on the Left. Obviously, the best date movie ever made. Like, Last House on the Left right here. Because what else are you going to show on a first date than Last House on the Left? Okay, now, Device Locker Room. I might get that one 13th with, man. I may get to that one. Anybody get any of their Severance stuff yet? I've only got my I got my order, like my shipping notification for the Lindsay Baker one, but not for the other stuff. First, what's the best date movie? All right, so Stray Cat Rock. Again, love this one. I think they redid the set, didn't they? Other than that, they put it again for a while. And there are 5 movies on this one. This is one of 5 movies. Delinquent School Boss, Wall Jumbo, Sex Hunter, Machine Animal, and Beat 71. And just so you know, not as when you see the word Sex Hunter, no, it's not raunchy like you think it's going to be. It's exactly what it is. Nothing but the initial confirmation. That's what I got. Yeah, I know they were amazing actually, and I didn't remember having seen them before. Reservoir Dogs, one of your first dates. You know, my first date movie for my better half. Did you know what it was? Like I mentioned it on it before. It was a double feature. We watched WrestleManiac and High Tension, and for some reason, she's still with me. I must be more charming than I actually think I am. So, the complete Dr. Phibes. This one went out of print actually pretty fast. I was surprised at how quickly this one went out of print. It has both Dr. Phibes movies. There's a booklet in here as well. Like I grabbed this one, and this one was going out of print at the time that I grabbed it. I'm not sure if there's just a limited version, limited edition, or they only had the rights to so many. But it seemed like this one went out of print way faster than I expected it to go. Extremely cool films. Oh, the Dr. Phibes films are excellent. Logan, have you ever seen the movie Theater of Blood with Vincent Price? The one with him and Diana Riggs. Okay, so you know, like Theater of Blood works along the lines of him getting revenge on like all the people that like kind of spurned him, type of thing. There is a revenge aspect to Dr. Phibes. So if you like Theater of Blood, Dr. Phibes has got the same type of vibe to it. They do a neat thing in that for a portion of Dr. Phibes, they kind of take away his voice, and that's what Vincent Price is so famous for. But the makeup work is so good on Dr. Phibes. Logan, I really recommend you check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. Actually, I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it. Graveyard Shift is excellent. And it's one that I do need to get. I love killer rat movies. I'm a big fan of those. The second one for me, I like the second one just as much as the first one. I don't have like a preference between the two, but I know some people prefer the first one, and often the first, you get that impact right with the first one. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, like in theater. Like in Theater Blood, he's killing with Shakespeare. In Doctor Phibes, he's using the plagues, and it's really cool the way it's done. And this here is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 one. This was out forever. It took a surprisingly long time for this one to sell out. But they had like a few, like at the time that this came out, you'd be surprised. Arrow Video wasn't as popular as it is now. Like, you know how Vinegar Syndrome is right now? Vinegar Syndrome wasn't always as popular as it is. Arrow Video is another one that wasn't as popular. Everyone we called I saw Dead Heat. Yeah, I saw Dead Heat years ago. Actually, I like Dead Heat. Ready for some fun stuff? It's box set time. Yeah, I do. It's just Dead Heat is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's cheesy. It's never meant to be like a good movie or like a fantastic film. It's just super cheesy fun. This is the Scarlet Box. I pre-ordered this one literally the second it was announced, much in the same way that I pre-ordered the Friday the 13th set. But it's not supposed. It's supposed to be stupid. It's supposed to be stupid fun. Some movies, Brian, are just stupid fun, and this is one of them. Well, not this one. Dead Heat. Yeah, I do have RoboCops upstairs. I might, if you guys don't mind, if I can get through all these and we don't have any technical issues, I'm gonna run upstairs afterwards and get the ones that I got up there so you can see everything that I got, so that I'm not like doing them on another video. Who played Pinhead? Well, Doug Bradley, and I actually got to meet Doug Bradley. Very nice guy, by the way. So I'll just open up this set here. Because it's so cool the way that this is done. And like there's like another set, like a cheaper set put out, where you can get them with like the plastic cases, which is actually kind of cool to have too. So this is here, the way that was done. And every one of them like had its own like artwork. He is an extremely nice guy. The one thing I gotta say about Doug Bradley is that I met him at a convention in Montreal, and every time that I passed by like Doug Bradley's booth after that, like if he wasn't talking to someone, he a couple times, like especially caught out to me, and he remembered my name, which I was extremely impressed by. Oh no, Doug Bradley's prices when it comes to conventions is extremely reasonable. And this one, George, has 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't have part 4. Damn. You guys know how I feel about Joe Chappelle, so I don't need to go into that. There's art cards on here as well. And one of the big things I wanted to go ahead and share this is it has a huge book. The solid parts of Bloodlines are only because of Kevin Yeager and not Joe Chappelle, so I'm never giving him credit. He is extremely awesome. He has a good sense of humor too, because I mentioned like it was right after that Hellraiser film was made without him, and I said, "So you didn't go back for Hellraiser for the other new film?" And he looked at me and he's like, "Do you think I should have went back for that film?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, no, he shouldn't have. That was horrible." Yep, Kevin Yeager. Is it Kevin Yeager from? I think it was Jeff Yeager, which is his brother, actually, Mike, in V the series. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was his brother. Kevin Yeager is like a special effects artist that did a lot of stuff for like Friday, for Chucky and for Nightmare on Elm Street, And he had a brother named Jeff Yeager that was an actor. And I think he was the guy that was in V. But they both have the same last name. They're brothers, so it's easy to get that one confused. Okay, Logan knows this is one of my faves. This is the Vincent Price 6 Gothic Tales. This is the original set. How do you know it's the original set? Well, this right here. This here, baby, right here is incredible. And it is an amazing book. I am super proud to have this. I had this not because of me, because my better half was smart enough to realize this thing was going to sell out really quickly. I said, I don't think it's going to go that quickly. Yeah, he designed the Crypt Keeper too, which, an amazing design for the Crypt Keeper. But she said, no, I think this one's going to go. You're going to have to grab it right away. So she took the initiative and she bought it. She said, no, you're going to have that one. And this is six Gothic Tales. Now, what's really neat about this, and most people know this anyway, is it has the comic book in here as well. So basically, it's got comic adaptations of comic adaptations of 3 of the films. And it's just so well done. I mean, like even like there's a raven right there. Look at that. Look how cool that is. I love Dell Comics, by the way. She spends time shopping for me, like to be honest with you. But she got her own stuff as well. Like there's a bunch of like cartoons that she wants from her childhood. There's one. It's called Grandizer, but in French it's called Goldorak, and that's her favorite. So she's actually going to be grabbing. She's grabbing that. She said there's hopefully she ordered it on eBay, and it's a gorgeous set. So when it comes, I will show you guys. It's her birthday present. Her birthday's not till September, but she really wanted this, so I wanted to grab it for her. All right, for my spaghetti western fans out there, you ready? Because this is a set that I think is still available. And if you don't have it, like, definitely get it. And this is the complete Sartana. I love this set. Now, Ringo. Actually, where's my Ringo? It must be upstairs. No, actually, I did Ringo in the regular stuff because that's just 2-pack. But this is cool. Did you really grow up on Goldorak? My better half, it's her favorite. Like one of the t-shirts I wear is from that. But she's getting a really cool like Blu-ray box set. It's only in French, so I got to learn French, right, in order to watch it. Sartana's still available, and then there's no excuse not to have this set in your collection. It is super sexy. I feel sad for you though, Steve, because Goldorak is expensive as hell to get. Like even an action figure is like $300. The Great Silence is an amazing Western. Unfortunately, I don't own it right now. So, just because these names are fun, I'm going to read out the names here. I'll actually just take the disc out really quickly. So first is, if you meet Sartana, pray for your death. Oh, then that's a really good price for it. Next up is, I am Sartana, your angel of death. But the ending is supposed to be like that, man. That's the thing. The ending's... And here we got, have a good funeral, my friend. Sartana will pay. How can you not love these films? Listen to these titles. Light the fuse. Sartana is coming. And last but not least is Sartana's here. Trade your pistol for a coffin. Again, it also has a great booklet in here as well. The fantastic films, and they're pretty much telling you straight out, oh, by the way, Sartana, you're dead. You know, you meet Sartana, you're dying, you're not coming back. Sartana's saying bye. Get that coffin ready. Ready for a cool one? One of my favorite franchises that I'm actually going to do a video on eventually here is this one right here. This is the complete Don Coscarelli's Phantasm, the complete collection. Now there were two versions of this put out. There was a Well Go Media edition, oh sorry, Well Go USA, and there was a this year Arrow edition. I'm a huge fan of Phantasm. I had to have this edition because it's just too good. I'll definitely do a Phantasm video. Boy! And it's neat the way that they pack these in here too, which I thought was fun. Like I'll leave the bonus disc in it, but this is Phantasm 1, 2, 3, Lord of the Dead. 4 is Oblivion, and 5, the last one, Ravager. Before, unfortunately, Agnes Scrim passed away. I often get asked if I think they'll ever make another Phantasm film, if I think there'll be one done without Agnes Scrim. And I do think it'll happen. Like, eventually it's going to happen, I think. Do I want to see a Phantasm without Agnes Scrim? I'll be open to it. But Agnes Scrim is like, he's the man. Hey there, Sasha. Okay, next up is one that I gotta say, I'm surprised more people don't have this, because it is really, really good, and it is a homemade film set. And if you're not familiar with Homemade Films was a company that was funded by God, let me get from the Beatles, George Harrison. Sorry, that was funded by George Harrison. And it initially got started because he wanted to see the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail made, and the funding on Monty Python and the Holy Grail was taken away. So he said, you know, I really want to see that movie made. So he funded it, and he made a company called Homemade Films, which ended up funding a lot of really good films. Hopefully not digital Angus Scrim. Now they'll get another actor. It'll be hard to accept, but you know, it happens eventually. Like people pass and they end up doing like redoing stuff. Time Bandits was Homemade Films. So this is The Long Good Friday and Mona Lisa. Both of these are excellent films. Both of these are amazing films. Bob Hoskins is the man. He kills it in both of these roles. Actually, Michael Shannon is not a bad choice. But The Long Good Friday is one of my top movies. I love The Long Good Friday. It is an excellent, excellent film, and it sticks with you. Every second of The Long Good Friday, just I was stuck to the screen. I saw this movie many times before I got this set. I got the set the first thing that I did. He's passed away, unfortunately. Bob Hoskins has passed on. Now, it's a very early role, by the way, for Pierce Brosnan, Remington Steele, or I guess James Bond to some of you guys. Yeah, he plays an assassin in this film. And it's such an amazing set. Well, I kind of do now, too, actually. And again, there's a bunch of features on here. There's the Bloody Business documentary, which is a really cool documentary on the making of it. I think there's like some short films on there as well, like Apaches, which is a farm safety film. I'm not joking. There's a farm safety film on there too. But anyway, it's a great set. Next up is your Giallo set, which I'm sure both of you, like anybody that loves Giallo has this set already. But this is the Death Walks Twice set, and this is the Lucio Ercoli set. If you haven't seen Lucio Ercoli's Giallos, they're very different Giallos than what you normally get when it comes to the Giallo genre. It's much along the lines of, even though they're not the early Giallos, they're much along the lines of what I would call the jet set version of the Giallos. The female lead in both these films, it's Susan Scott, right? Yeah, Neves Navarro, like using under the Susan Scott name. Very strong characters, and extremely well done. If you have never checked these out, they're really cool. Actually, they're very, very different. Yeah, one of them does have a really strong mystery component. First off, there's Death Walks at Midnight, and this is one where basically this girl is having, she takes some LSD. I think it's called something else, but really it's LSD. So she takes some LSD, and when she does, she has kind of like a psychic premonition where she sees a man murder a girl with this here weapon. And it gets more complex than that. What she sees and the reality of it turns out to be very, very different. Now, the mystery one that you mentioned is this one right here. Death Walks on High Heels. It's a great one. It has an amazing twist right halfway through the film that I did not see coming. And it's incredible. If you've never seen Death Walks on High Heels, this is an incredible murder mystery. It is so well done. There are some incredibly great twists in this one. Some punch you in the gut. Didn't see that coming type of twists. Just that good. So if you've like these here, I don't think the set's available, but you can buy these separately. And if you're going to buy one first, then it's going to be Death Walks on High Heels. It's a great one. Actually, I like the ratings thing. Maybe it's just my Anglo-ness, but I do like that. Case Scorpion's Tale is another good one. I watched that one the same weekend as I watched that film. So it was a great weekend for me watching films. The weapon, it's like it's this big metal thing with these spikes on it that's put on a hand. It kind of like if you took like a saber, right, and you took the sword part off of it, and you had that kind of like the rounded part of it, and then you put spikes in there, and you use it kind of like almost like you would with with brass knuckles, right? You put it on like that. That's kind of how it is. A very unique weapon. So you guys ready for this one? This is one you guys look. Certain members of my audience look at this one all the time. So allowed to call, look at this set. This is the Russ Meyer collection from Arrow Video. It is out of print. It's unfortunately super expensive because I think everybody should own it. And it has 19 films. That's a nice set. I like that. It has 19 films. It has a book length one in here. I obviously cannot show you a lot of this because there's a certain part of the anatomy that Russ Meyer likes, and it is very much on show here. I'm trying to find a page where there is no nudity so that I can show you, and so far I haven't had any luck. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they have like posters for all of the films here. So that's really cool as well. So you get posters for all the films in the set. And just so you can see what the 15 pounds? Dude, James, man, you should have picked that up. Trying to be very careful here. See, Vixens, like, I know a lot of people aren't big on Vixens, but I was a really big fan of Erica Gavin. So Vixens like would turn out to be my favorite. That one and Cherry, Harry, and Raquel. Actually, I really like that one too. Oh, my other stream, unfortunately, Alan there was an issue with with it. It got it messed up. It messed up big time. But there you go. Frames, press. Yeah, you barely see them in any of his films, do you? By the way, and just that being said, if you ever want to see me diving into any of these, then I will do that. So just make requests, and I'll get into them down the road. Next up is George A. Romero's Between Night and Dawn. It is an incredible set. I love the Crazies. I actually like the other films on here too. Season of the Witch and There's Always Vanilla. Very different films for Romero, by the way. The Crazies is pretty much what people expect when it comes to George Romero, but like There's Always Vanilla and Season of the Witch definitely aren't. No, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls was the one that was excluded from that set Beyond the Valley of the Dolls and 7 Minutes were the two that weren't in that set. Season of the Witch is amazing, and I think it's the kind of like the sleeper that a lot of people don't realize until they get the set, and when they do, then they're super stoked about it. The only reason Arrow has not re-released that in Blu-ray with updated special features, there's one reason and one reason only. Russ Meyer's estate are very, very strict about Russ Meyer's films, and they're very, very expensive. They rule it with an iron hand. All right, another big set. The Russ Meyer. Now, let me just check here, because there was 2 editions of it released. Kubrick Lover. There was the initial edition of this released was like friggin' big. It had 18 movies rather than 19, but rather than having it in book format, it had it in as discs, regular discs, and there was like 18 discs all along. I got this for extremely cheap. I did not know at the time that it was selling out, but it was actually, that was going out of print. This one here looks like it came out in around 2011, which makes sense because I think that's around when I picked it up. Next up is Battles Without Honor and Humanity. Again, I love these style films. I lucked out really because I had no idea that was going to be a set that was going to be expensive or sell out or anything like that. I just really started buying Arrow at the time that Russ Meyer set came out. I bought that Russ Meyer set, when I talk about luck, I brought the Russ Meyer set and the Aerodrome edition of Gates of Hell trilogy together. I didn't get I got the 7 Minutes, as you guys know, on its own. And I will get the Beyond the Valley of the Dolls edition, because I missed out on the slipcase one that you're talking about. So Battle Without Honor and Humanity, I actually really like this. Again, there's a book in here as well. The Yakuza papers. So basically it goes through all 5 films, and then it has that film that kind of puts them all together. Logan, my oldest, who was a huge fan of Asian cinema, really did not like these. Found it really kind of a little bit boring, actually. But I enjoyed these. And like I say with all these films, there's always going to be something for everybody, but there's always going to be films that are not going to hit you. Speaking of one just mentioned here, thanks guys. This is Battle Royale. Now this is one of my favorite films of all time. This is definitely up on my favorite films. Remember when I mentioned Beat Takeshi? He's so otherwise known as Takeshi Kitano. He's in this one here too as well. So I think he's their teacher, right? Takeshi Kitano is their teacher in this one, isn't he, AMA? But this is an amazing set. I actually had 2 copies of this set, and I did a trade with Death Bomb Arc. He's not here tonight, so he actually has the second copy of this one that I had, and it was like sealed and everything. So this is gorgeous. So I'm going to stop for a second to show you this set. So you get the first disc, kind of opens up like this. It's got the theatrical cut. It's like Death Note, actually. Yeah, you're right. And this here is the director's cut of the film. Then we get the special edition, special features disc, because that gets its own disc. I'll follow it up with this, and this is actually really cool. I love the on the manga, actually. It's definitely extremely violent. Basically, it is like there's a thing called the Hunger Games that kind of ripped it off a bit in a tamer setting. So the way this works here is there's this is artwork and concepts. Yeah, in a way, like Takeshi Mikai, but O'Brien, I think you'd like it. I really do. And these are essays and commentaries on Battle Royale. There's a sequel. It's not as good as the original. Just like to let you guys know, it's still good. It's just not as good as the original. And this is the last one. And in here is a prequel comic book to Battle Royale called Parents' Day. Yeah, I was not as big a fan. I'm not sure if there's a third. There's two. As far as I know, there's two. There is a picture, and on the back of the picture it lets you know what your number is. Mine is 4,494 of 10,000. They're all sold out, by the way. Next up is a poster, and I do want to take the time to show this one because it is a really nice looking set, and it's no longer available. And that's followed up with with a bunch of lobby cards, which I'll show you here right now. So we have this. There's Takeshi Kitano right there. Vic Romano from Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. That's an eerie picture. I really got to rewatch this film. I love this film so much. Spoiler alert. Unfortunately, yes, Sasha, yeah. I 100% agree with you, but yeah. Sadly, 'tis the society that we live in. Hey there, Bill. But again, it's a gorgeous set. If you ever get a chance to pick it up, guys, really, if you see it somewhere, I see it on eBay, you see it if you're in London or somewhere like that, and you see it, you find it at a shop for cheap, definitely grab it. We're getting there. I apologize. This video seems a little bit long tonight, but I'm trying to hopefully this keep your attention. This is the Blood Hunger set. This is the Jose Loraz set. And there are 3 films on here. There's Whirlpool, Vampires, or Vampires, whichever way you want to put it, and The Coming of Sin. Vampires is probably the most popular film out of these 3, but I actually do dig them all. Whirlpool was a bit on the depressing side, but it's Loraz, it's early Loraz, and early Loraz tends to be a bit on the depressing side, just to be honest with you. All right, next up is Emilio P. Margelli films, and that is the Killer Dame set. This is a gorgeous set. It's got get this right. The Red Queen Kills 7 Times, which is a favorite of mine, and The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. I love both of these films. And just look at the art. This there. So, The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. I think this is the one that has an early, Sybil Danning's in this one. She's almost unrecognizable in this. She's very young. She looks very different. But it is a great film. It's got a Barbara Boucher's in this one here. And who acts in this one? I'm trying to remember now. I'm actually peeking because I don't remember now. I know Anthony Stefan's in it, but I don't remember the girl in it. I know Erica Blanc's in it. I don't remember the main girl, but I know Erica Blanc's in this one. But I'm a huge fan of Giallos, so I do tend to, if Arrow or Severin or Scream Factory or Vinegar Syndrome, any company comes out with the Giallo set, that tends to be something that I'll gravitate to and buy right away. With the Forgotten Giallo set that came out with Vinegar Syndrome. like there's some sets I'll wait on and I'll miss out on, and I'll be like, okay, I missed out on it. Hopefully I'll find it down the road. When it comes to the Giallo set, I initially try to gravitate towards those because I know that those are films that I'm going to watch over and over again. Okay. All right. Whoa, there's 2 volumes for this one. And I pimped the hell out of these sets when they came out. I told people to get them. I told people to grab them. And it was only after the second set came out and the first set went out of print that people really started looking at it. And it's a damn shame because it's so well done. Marina, I would never have got that. Thank you, Bill. I'm trying to remember if I've seen her something else. I just know she was really good. So this is the American Horror Project. This is the first volume. 3 films here. We got Molestas, right? Malatestas, Carnival of Blood, The Witch Who Came from the Sea, which is not at all what you think it is, and The Premonition. I told you so, yeah. 3 excellent films that are very different. They are regional horror films. Regional horror films, for those for the uninitiated, are horror films that just are simply what you think it is. They are low-budget horror films. They are made in a certain specific area, region, and it's usually used like cast and crew from that area. In a way, one of the most famous regional horror films that you've heard of is Night of the Living Dead. That would be a regional horror film. But I love this set. And the artwork on these here, by the way, I definitely am going to show. So this is the Premonition. Really good film. Really intense. Kept me like on the edge of my seat till the end. The Witch Who Came from the Sea, a very different film. And Carnival of Blood. Don't expect any witches or coming from the sea in The Witch Who Came from the Sea. It's very much a psychological thriller. Well, at least you got a really good one, Sasha. Because Long Good Friday is bloody brilliant. This is volume 2. Some people actually prefer volume 2 to volume 1. And there are 3 on here as well. And we got Dream No Evil, Dark August, and The Child. So one of these here is, and I think it's Dream No Evil, right? Is done by John Hayes. And John Hayes is a favorite director of mine. Kind of a low-budget director, but he does like a lot of different stuff. This is Dark August. I love these cases. Look at The Child. Look how creepy that is. This here is the... I'm pretty sure one of these sets got Kiera Janice in it. Like doing something. And I like Kiera Janice. I'm a really big fan of her. All right, we're getting down to the end. You got both? Right on. All right. I often get asked like about this one because there's a Criterion edition and it's a very lauded Criterion edition as well. But I'm just going to show you this set. 7 Bloodstained Orchids, that's what I know her from. Videodrome. This is the Arrow edition of Videodrome. So literally, like, just sink this in for a second. Cobra, you don't need to be guilty pleasure for Cobra, Sasha. Cobra's actually really fun. Yeah, definitely, guys. If you're new here and you haven't been here before, say hi. The cult is really good at shouting out new people. Videodrome is out of print, unfortunately. Though you can still buy them, but it's like on its own. Like the book, is no longer with it. Yes, please, guys. If you're here new, hit the like button. So this is the just here, and this was put out on its own as well. The kind of like the Lost films, early works of David Cronenberg. Hey there, Jason. Well, I love this one. The only thing that the Criterion one had, they both have some different features. The one that the Criterion one thing has that this one doesn't have is there's a film within Videodrome that he's watching, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but that's on I think the Criterion edition and not on this edition. But this one has different features from that as well. So this is the Long Live the New Flesh like hardcover book. Super gory. Great actor. Bit of a jerk, but great actor. So how much do I like this film? I actually, Samurai Dreams, thank you. I have the Criterion edition of this as well. If you saw my Criterion video, you know that I have both editions of this. If somebody came up to me and said, like, you can only keep one edition, which edition? I really do hope they do American Project #3. So my fingers are crossed for it. Then it would be this edition. I would keep this edition out of the two of them. But either way you go, Videodrome's a fantastic film, and you are good either way with either one of those. Like you're not going to go wrong with either one of them. But if you can find this, look how sexy this is. This is super sexy, guys. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's okay if you got the Criterion one, but just look how sexy and how big and thick this is. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Another one where I can say 100% that actually I'd have to think about that because I'm not quite sure what I put in volume 3 because regional horror there's so much to go with, James. It's such a big well to dive into. That Arrow did the best edition of, and if you're a fan of his works and you're a fan of this, then you need to get this edition. If you can find it, you get this edition. So I'm a fan of Krzysztof Kieslowski. He's exactly do. And I like of course, like the three colors. Criterion has a great edition of the three colors trilogy out there. Nightmare USA is an amazing book, and I need it. I desperately need that book. I remember that Kat Ellinger and Sam Deegan did like a whole series on Nightmare USA, actually, on their podcast. So this is the Dekalog and other television works from Krzysztof Kieslowski. So just like dive into it. I don't have the Creepshow 2. Amazing underrated sequel, I totally agree. But I unfortunately don't have it yet. I think is it gonna print? So whereas the Criterion one had the Decalogue, this has a lot more. So this one here is the Decalogue 1 and 2, plus it has Pedestrian Subway and Still Alive. And just in case you're wondering, Pedestrian Subway is like 29 minutes long, but Still Alive is an 82-minute long film. Next up is the Decalogue 3 and 4. That's your most watched video? That's cool, man. And then it has First Love, which is a 52-minute long one, and a 75-minute long film called KKTV. Then you get 5 and 6 at the Decalogue, Personnel, which is a 67-minute film, and Tony Raines on Decalogue, which is somebody talking about Decalogue, and that runs at 78 minutes. This is 7 and 8, and The Calm runs at 82 minutes. And then you have a NFT interview with Kieslowski himself that runs here at 93 minutes. I will always, like Sasha, I'll always, like, the hill that I go on, the Decalogue set. Like, if this 100%, this edition. Because if you're a Kieslowski film, you're going to want all this stuff. You're going to want all these extras as well. And there's not enough of a difference, in my opinion, in like quality to like warrant like going for the Criterion edition, unless that's the only edition you can go for. 9 and 10 and Short Working Day, which is again a 73-minute film, and then you get this like huge, like what I think, like big book on Kieslowski and his television works. It's just, hey, well, that is the perfect price for any film. I will take any film when it comes to free. But no, because the if, like, in all seriousness, I like the Decalogue. So if you like it, if this is out of print, yeah, get the Criterion set. It's a cool one, and Criterion's having a sale right now, so there you go. We got two more, but they're big ones. You ready for them? Okay, this isn't a movie for everybody, but I really, really enjoy it. It's a movie that I watch a lot, and it gets a lot of replay value in my house. And that is Withnail and I. I love Withnail and I. And if you've ever seen a show called Peep Show, which is a British sitcom with Mitchell and Webb, Simon Mitchell and Robert Webb. So Withnail and I does have like a feel. Peep Show has kind of a feel of Withnail and I. There's a slight similarity, especially with one of the characters. So this is the one of the big limited editions. There was a few that were put out. You got the same one, Sasha. Isn't it an excellent edition? So everybody talks like you get digibooks, right? And like digibooks, there's like a little book there. But look at this. So it's insane. It's a book. It literally is a book. And after that, you get Withnail and I on Blu-ray, Withnail and I on DVD, and you get his other film as well, which is How to Get Ahead in Advertising, which I think is utterly hilarious, on Blu-ray and DVD. Like, that's the thing. It's not for everybody, but it definitely is for me. And again, Brian, I'm an Anglophile too. I grew up, I'm Canadian. We grew up on like a lot of British programming here in Canada. Even more so than like a North American program. We had a lot of British programming. And I do think that Canadian films and Canadian like programming leans more towards European than it does towards its American counterparts, which tends to be much more polished. But again, this is another handmade film, guys. So if it wasn't for George Harrison, we wouldn't have this film. Okay. I will go upstairs and in a minute, and I will grab the rest of the stuff, if you guys don't mind waiting for a second. But I got one more to show you before I do that. All right. It's heavy. It's big. Brazil? I'd have to look. Maybe. I think, but I'm not quite sure. Herschell Gordon Lewis Feast. It's not even the biggest version of the Herschell Gordon Lewis set that's out there. That is the shock set. That is the big mother of a set. But this is a Herschell Gordon Lewis Feast. It is brilliant. Look at this. Yeah, you're probably right. So a lot of people like Herschell Gordon Lewis is not the jam for everybody. But for me, I actually have fun with it. So first off is this is the first volume. There's two volumes, and I'm going to go into it. So this is 1963 to 1967. So I'm going to open it up here so you guys can see, because I think it's pretty brilliant. So this has Blood Feast and Scum of the Earth. Then there is, of course, 2000 Maniacs, probably one of his most famous, and Moonshine Mountain. Then we get to Color Me Blood Red and Something Weird, where the name of the company came from. And then there's the Gruesome Twosome and A Tale and A Taste of Blood. Next up is Volume 2, and this is from 1968 to 1972. One of my favorite movies from him. I'd really like 2000 Maniacs, I actually do. But I'll go through them as we go through it. She-Devils on Wheels. Was it Just for the Hell of it, right? Just for the Hell of it. Actually, I would like to do a video. I'm not going to totally answer that question, Dan, and I'll tell you why. Because I want to do a video on Herschell Gordon Lewis. I want to go through this whole set. How to Make a Doll, and The Wizard of Gore, Which one is it where it's like look at your hands? I love that one. Maybe that's where's the gore. The Gamera set, yes, the Gamera set is going to be the exact same size as this. Herschell Gordon Lewis did know how to make money. He started with Nudie Cuties. He didn't do very well with them, but he did well with these. The Gorgo Girls, and what's it called again? This stuff will kill you. And on the last one, there's some bonus stuff. So this one right here is The Godfather Gore, which is an excellent feature-length documentary on Herschell Gordon Lewis. And then there are some other films again, like Taste of Blood, Wizard of Gore, Color Me Blood Red, Scum the Earth, and Blood Feast are in 1-3-3 versions as well. So you get a different version of the films. But that's not all in the set, by the way. So it also includes, like in England and in Canada, I'm not sure if in the US, you guys can let me know, we had these things called annuals. England, they'd have them for like TV shows like Beano, or comics and books like Beano and stuff like that. Here in Canada, we had something called a Children's Canadian Annual, and it would have like short stories and essays and articles, comics and different things in it. So if you're Canadian, you probably know what the Canadian Children's Annual is. So this is kind of like a British style annual done for Herschell Gordon Lewis. So like the kid, right? This book belongs to, and I'll go through a couple pages just for fun. There's like a comic book here from Scum of the Earth, and how to make a doll, actual like one of those paper doll things. So it's just really fun. Lewis, actually, no, he's not. I can't say, I'll be honest with you. I do like Lewis's work, but he's not one of my favorite directors. But like I mentioned before, I don't just love like movies like just to watch. I study films, and if I see like a wide range of a director's work or complete director's work or franchise or stuff, I usually tend to get that. Both because I really enjoy the films, and two, because for academic reasons as well. And who would not want a set that has make your own Herschell Gordon Lewis mask on the back of it? Not even joking. That's the thing on here. So I got a couple more sets to get. Would you guys mind waiting for like maybe 2 minutes while I go upstairs and get the last of my Arrow video stuff and bring it downstairs so we can do the whole thing? I am missing that set. I don't have it yet, and I really wish I would. The Al Amson set, that one I got, and that is amazing. But that is Severin. Yeah, I had a couple more sets, and I thought it was worth it to show them. All right. So what are we guys talking about? I'm back. Okay, so here we go with the other sets from the Arrow collection. Somebody left. I just got back. So this is the One Missed Call trilogy. The first film is by Takeshi Makai, and it's excellent. If you've never seen the One Missed Call trilogy, I do recommend it. I actually like the films. It's not lenticular cover. It's very different. It's very oddly, the feel of it is unique, and I really like the way that it's done. I didn't know that this was going to come with a slip cover, especially with such a unique looking slip cover and a unique feeling slip cover too. But it was definitely a bonus. I'm still watching those, so I'm actually bringing that back upstairs. Next up is it's a classic, and you'd buy that one for $1, and this is RoboCop. I did see Dead Live, but I don't own the films yet. I got to get the set. There's 3 of them. It's a trilogy. This is RoboCop. This is an excellent set, and definitely, yeah, it's got a weird feel, doesn't it? It's a really neat feel. Miike. It is Miike. You're right. And you would know. But I will mess up pronunciation at least once in a while. RoboCop was gifted to me, and again, thank you, because it is one that I love. There's the poster is in here, and a great book on RoboCop as well. So if you've never seen RoboCop, yeah, you must have seen RoboCop. It's an incredible set. I'm infamous, Logan, for messing up names. Like, it has the director's cut. It's got the theatrical cut on here. There's a bunch of features. And RoboCop is one of those movies. It's just such a fun film. I can literally put this on any time and watch it. It's I'm never not in the mood for RoboCop. Yeah, it's one of those films. It's one of those films like you never are not in the mood for that. All right. Next up is the Ring collection. Again, this was the re-release of the Ring collection. Although I love the films, I didn't buy the original set on pure aesthetic reasons alone. I didn't like the look of the original set. And then the second one came out, and I just loved the way that looked, and I grabbed it right away. It was the first thing I put in my cart. And you've got Ring. Yeah, I agree. I would love to see a big set for Starship Troopers. Ring 2. And Ring 0. And it also has Spiral on here too, which is the original Ring 2. So you're going to have both of the Ring sequels on here. Both of the Ring 2s on here, so to say. Next up is an excellent classic one. You met Ronnie Cox? That is cool. I like Ronnie Cox. He's a good actor, man. He's so underrated. And this is Black Cats, and it is an excellent set. It has Lucio Fulci's The Black Cat, and I'll be honest with you, that is a good film, but the film, Sergio Martino's Your Voice is a Locked Room and I Only Have the Key, and Only I Have the Key, is a great film. And I'm not going to lie, this is a good film. I like Lucio Fulci's The Black Cat. No, mine doesn't include the book either. Only the first one, Sasha, with the kind of the reddish cover, had the book with it. So I went for the one without the book, and I said, well, if I really want the book and it's on eBay or something down the road, I'll pick it up. Well, the cats are always like dicks in those movies. But this one here, this is such a good film. Your Voice is Locked Room and Only I Have the Key. It's an excellent film. And not only is it just as an excellent film, it's an excellent cast. Edwidge Fenwick is in this one here. Anita Strindberg. Like two of my favorites right away are in this one here. And you got Luigi Pistilli, who of course was in A Bay of Blood, and Milano Calabro 9 from, oh God, what's his name again? Fernando de Leo. And he plays the really jerkish author guy. And it did come with a, this one did come with a book. So let me make sure what we got here. Yep, so. A lot of reading to do. And the Black Cat set, like I said, every time they announce a Giallo set, the only thing I missed out on were a couple of those like the really cool ones that were put out for Argento. Like I kick myself for missing out on Phenomenon. I'm sure Logan has it because they put out the best looking and the amazing version of Phenomenon that had creepers with it as well. Beautiful set, and I still to this day I'm so sad I didn't get it. Collaterals, is that one to you? I can see that. I actually like Collateral. All right. Next up is House, the collection. I do dig this one too. It depends on them. I mean, like, I eventually get to them. I don't read them all right away. I find that if there's less features sometimes on a film, I'll end up reading and if I'm really excited about the film, I'll read the features as well. The Bloodstained Shadow, read the booklet as well. The Bloodstained Shadow was a really good like Giallo film. It was put up by 88 Films as part of their Italian collection. There's no features on the film, but there is a booklet, and the booklet kind of hit that sweet spot for me. So I really wanted to see features. I was finished the film. I was excited about the film, but the booklet I read right after the film. Read the books when I go for breakfast. That's actually a good idea. Some people actually scan them onto their computer and stuff as well. I can't. I don't like to do that. Well, it's sad in a way, but you kind of get a good ending when you think about it. Because, you know, what happens at the end. It starts out kind of sad because, you know, his son is gone and stuff. So, and the artwork on these are really good. So this is the first one, House. Yeah, some people do that. House, you know, kind of do PDF scans. House 2, the second story, which I actually dig. But then it gets into House 3, which is actually what's called the horror story here in North America. As you can see, much better cover. That's the first time the house and the kid have been put together, but I actually kind of dig that analogy, man. And House 4, the one that surprised me. I remember watching this one the first time. I don't want to give too much away, but I was like super excited. And anybody that's seen this, I was excited because William Katt was coming back to be in a House film. And I'm like, yes. Oh, House 3 is really good. House 3 is the horror show. It stars Lance Henriksen. So like right there, it stars Lance Henriksen. And then Brian James is the bad guy. So yeah, Dee Pfeiffer's in it. House 3 is amazing. Yeah, they do. In the first, oh yeah, spoiler alert, guys. William Katt is murdered in the first few minutes of the House 4. So I was very surprised, needless to say, and a little bit disappointed. Because I'm a huge William Katt fan. I grew up with The Greatest American Hero. The early adventures of Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. I watched a lot of that stuff. Wow, I did it. I think I did every single one of my Arrow limited editions and box sets. Thank you, by the way, guys, so much for coming in for this. And I do really apologize for the issues that we had at the beginning of the video, and the fact that you guys like stayed with me and actually came over to the other video. Again, that amazes me, and thank you. Like we had glitches at the beginning, but yeah, we got through the box set portion of it, and like the other portion of the video actually pretty good. I'm not even sure if I'll keep the other one up because I'm afraid. I have the fear that by keeping the other one up, it's going to take away from people actually watching this video. and they're going to see the video end up really soon. So for the people that came in live for the first part of the video, thank you so much. It's probably going to go, and if people ask about it, then I'll just eventually down the road I'll do like a limited edition like Blender Box one, and I'll add it on to one of my other collection videos. But again, I had a blast. So is there any questions or any things you guys want to ask before we end this video? Because I got a couple minutes left. So are there any things, any sets that you want to see? Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate the fact that you're reposting these videos on Facebook. Not only because, like, hopefully some people get to see it, but because my family, actually, I can actually aren't always YouTube people, like especially some older members of my family. So I can actually send them to your page, and we've posted it at. Oh, I hate when that happens. Like that, the book had. So what did he do? Anything about that? Oh, Claude Chabrol. Claude Chabrol was known as the French Hitchcock, and it was basically because he did a lot of like kind of suspense and not just suspense films. Like the guy was multifaceted when it came to cinema. And Hey There River, and he did a lot. I'll do a video. I got to do a video on Chabrol, not only because I want to do a video on the director, and that's one of the directors that I want to do a video on, and I want to watch those movies over again. But because I do definitely want to, like, one of the classes I want to teach is dealing with some Chabrol stuff. Like when I get to Morocco, so that'll be good practice for me. You guys are great practice for me, by the way. But definitely want to check out, like, Google them. But I will do a video on them in the future. I'll do like when I'm more prepared, because right now, like the one that's stuck in my mind, and it's because I rewatched it recently, because I had planned a lot of French movies. Yeah, there's the thing, like it's French, and like learning French is kind of like the big issue with me. Like I'll have to learn French, and because obviously I'm gonna be teaching French students. Not a lot of them aren't going to know English. My better half will work with me on that. Is PUBG based on Battle Royale? I don't think so, man. I haven't seen the African movie Timbuktu. I would like to say that I did, but I don't remember. So that's totally the truth when it comes to that. I don't remember Timbuktu. So I'm going to say no, because if I did remember it, then at this point, then it's no. The worst I've ever seen in a film. Blood Spotted Blood's worst. I don't know. I mean, the cannibal films, really? Like what's the name of it? Cannibal Holocaust. Because like, especially with one sequence, and I don't want to really get into it because it bothers me, but there's a sequence in the Cannibal Holocaust that's lingered on too much. Like that's what I got to go. Like, it's not that there's death in it, but yeah, the turtle sequence, Logan, that's the one. It's lingered on too much. So I've never been a person that's ever been in, like, I've had animals like all my life growing up. I have 3 cats right now. We had 5 originally, and I had dogs. I had Newfoundland dogs, and I had like some budgies too, and I had a cat for 22 years. A Siamese cat named Sasha, who was incredible. Yeah, and we lost 2 of our cats over the last 3 years, and that was a hard time for me, and in the house. So I'm a huge animal lover. I can't. But I hope that answers your question, though. Everybody got quiet. I didn't mean to bring the house down, guys. I think for me, the thing is like, if I find a person and they don't like animals, they don't like cats or something like that, then I'm like, I'm all of a sudden I don't like that person. Do you know when a really cool like dog like fighting sequences? John Wick 3, man. Oh, that sequence in John Wick 3. Wow. With the dogs and the gunfighting and that just such incredible choreography and such well trained animals. See, I don't think it's that Diodato wasn't an animal lover as pretty much as Diodato was going with the times. I don't think if you ask Gregorio Diodato if he was to do those movies today, if he would have any of the animal cruelty in there, Diodato would be the first person to say it was a huge mistake, and that he wished that it was never in the films. Actually, I think I've seen almost all Samuel Fuller's films, so I did see White Dog. But considering the backlash Diodato got and stuff like that, yeah, he was not a fan of his own work when it came to that stuff. Sorry to hear about the dog there, Jason. Washing Machine's an excellent film. I'll definitely check it out. I have so much that I got to check out, but I would definitely check it out, Sasha. And you'd be surprised at stuff that I've watched on channels that people don't know I watched. Just because, like, I don't always comment on videos, but I will. I do go in and I watch people's videos, and people are like, "Did you see this video?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just forgot. I forgot to like it, or forgot to put a comment on it, or I'll just like I'll be in bed and at night I'll be watching videos." So I've seen a lot more of your guys' videos than you realize. Even coming into some streams that you may not know that I'm in, because I just want to sit back and just not participate at the time. Just let you guys, just listen to your guys' stuff. Let you guys shine. So this is the one thing that I had to say, and I'm a lurker. Creepy, eh? That on the animal thing, I'd say that would be my thing on animals. Is that when you have an animal, unfortunately, that's a pet. Often they pass eventually. Hopefully, you've had a long time with them. Some pets like last and live longer than others, and some have a longer lifespan than others. One thing to always remember and to always think about, and I think this is important, is that when you're lucky enough to have something in your life that loves you that much, um, and that is there with you, don't spend like grieve, but remember all the all the love and all the joy that they gave you. Yeah, that's right. It's unconditional love, and don't get so stuck into the part of like that they're not there. Remember all that unconditional love that they gave you in the time that you were with them, because you were so lucky, and that's so amazing, and it's something to be celebrated. So yeah, like I had to make the decision at one point to put one of my pets down. It was one of the hardest decisions that I ever had to make. And when I carried him out after it was done. We did it at home. But and but I still like, and I every day I still do. I always think, did I make the right decision? But one thing that I do remember is that I had such a wonderful time with him. He was the most amazing cat, and I wouldn't trade any second of that, no matter how much heartbreak that gave me afterwards. Uh, I wouldn't trade 1 second of that because there's so much joy and so much love that they gave me. So as you have animals, and as you see them as they're getting older, just like always take that into consideration as your animal gets older. Uh, Give it as much love as you can. Remember that as like my cats right now are 15 years old. I appreciate every second that I got them, and I go day by day, and it's amazing. That's just what you do. They will break your heart. They will break your heart, but they will make your heart bigger in the long run. Your heart's broken because they made it the way that it is. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Maybe it didn't come off as well as I wanted it to, but hopefully it did. There you go. Do I get Comet TV? Good question. I don't know what Comet TV is. Anything like Pluto TV? Are those similar things? Look, you're not. You think you are, but you will eventually. It's hard though. I can't deny it. We have 3 cats. We got to get to Morocco. Actually, no, I don't think I get it, man. I don't think I get Comet TV. Cheesy movies and stuff. See, I live in Canada, and I live in not just Canada, Atlantic Canada. I live in North Sydney, Nova Scotia. Needless to say, not a lot going on here. I wish I could tell you that there was, but I'd be lying. I have to drive 4 hours just to get to a video store. So if I want to go to Sunrise Records, I got to drive 4 hours to do that. Yep. We got like a tiny Best Buy here that's not even worth talking about. The Friday 13th box set, Jason, I did a whole video on it yesterday, and I ordered it right away. Because I had to. Friday 13th, it's my jam, man. That's what I'm into. I'm super into like the Friday 13th franchise. Needless to say, I will be doing unboxing here. I'm going, like I said before, going to be a dozen unboxings. The cult cinema. Well, the cult cinema is all around. Cult cinema is a mind, is a frame of mind. Anybody that comes in here and is a cool person and stays in and comes, or even if you come in every once in a while, you're a member of the cult, and that's pretty cool. I think so. You're probably going to get hit with import tax. I'm going to tell you that, dude. Like I get hit with them. I didn't used to when I ordered from the UK. Sometimes I do now, though. It is going to be a different time because the thing is that it's going to be super different. That's why, guys, just so you know, that I will be eventually doing a podcast. How many is the deluxe Nightmare on Elm Street? The only thing that can stop Nightmare on Elm Street set from coming is the Craven, is Craven's family, because I've heard that they are a little harder to work with. So that could cause some issues with the Craven estate. Now I'd have no like knowledge on that. I've just heard things, but that's just hearsay. I don't know yet what I'm going to do for the month of October. I know that last year I did 30 like live videos, and I watched a different movie for every day. You remember it happened in Hollywood? I hope so. It needs a release. You're cool for remembering it, by the way. You're talking about the one with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd and all those guys, right? Like the kind of the montage, the clip one? Because I'm pretty sure. Uh, would I ever make a political video? Maybe Ragman on like Facebook or like on Twitter, not on here. I don't want to make anybody come in here and feel uncomfortable. Some people have differing views and stuff like that, and I've got like I'm a pretty like active person when it comes to when it comes to politics and stuff like that. The cult was basically made to kind of get away from that, and so that people could like and I have no problem. I'm proud of my views and stuff like that. But we won't go now, Logan. But obviously, it's a film club, and I want people to feel comfortable and just to come in here and just relax and not have to worry about like stuff. When there's a million videos on YouTube that'll talk to you about YouTube drama. They'll talk to you about like politics and other things, and they do well. And there's some that do great jobs on that type of stuff. For me, the idea behind this right here is to go away from that and just talk about and talk like if somebody like if I was confronted type thing, I'm not going to back down, but I'm not gonna bring it out either because it's personal and that's personal for a person, and I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. I don't want to say, well, this is my thoughts. Unite the worlds with movies, yeah. And hopefully you guys respect that, like, because that's what I want to do, and I want to respect you guys. So, and I'm hoping that is a way that I can do this to respect you guys. Oh, everything is, and I go in my way, Sasha, not to get into it too much. I've had like times in the past, and I will say this right now because it's not going to like give away anything political or anything like that. There are YouTubers on it. Like do you see when I got those really bad trolls a while back? That was a person that is on here that does not like me because of basically ideally because politics is what it is, and what do you do, right? Not everybody's gonna like you. So, so that's why I say, I just keep things light. I want everybody to come in here and feel open and and just relax. You got enough of your day when you're thinking about stuff like that. When you're thinking about either politics or world events or yeah, that's part of the reason. It's the same people. Um, but instead, yeah, Bill's right. The universal language of cinema is what we talk here. Uh, that's the type of politics we get into. Of somebody liking a movie and another person not liking a movie. Uh, so that's really that's how I like it. I like to keep things light. I like to keep things like I like to dive. Like if I want to talk seriousness, I'm going to talk seriousness about about films and my love of them, and my fighting about films that are really bad and other people don't like. Well, for people that like Logan, do you like math? I'm seriously asking. Like I'm going to be honest with you. Uh, I'm not a math person because, and the truth of the matter is, I'm not the best when it comes to math. That's the my better half. She's fantastic. Me, I was great with English. I was good with English and history. Not so good with geography. Poli sci, ironically, and drama. I am a drama student. So yeah, I was going to be an actor, and like most of you guys know that. Same here. We got a lot in common, man. Mine went into like into marine biology, and all of her friends are scientists. I felt so insecure when I like nowhere to lie when I first met all my better has friends, because like they're all scientists, and like and they're working in that field, and I am I'm minder. That's I think we can trash our movies like Dead Heat, or talk about them. Opposite. Did I get your last comment? We can all agree to disagree. Yeah, the respect, definitely. Like respect to people's opinions. Like that's the thing. But Ragnar, I'll be honest with you, that's probably one of the things, the answers that I can't give you. Uh, are you on my? If you're on my, I got to ask you guys a question, because it came about, and I mentioned it in my. If you saw my Twitter video, I mentioned it. Uh, the one, one day I was at a park, a little girl fell over and she was crying. Her parents were worried. My Layla walked up to her concerned, and the girl forgot she was hurt. That's kind of cool. I like that. Hey, Hedge. Welcome, man. You know, that's not true. Logan. But that's how far we'll go as far as go with that. But what was I going to say? I was in the middle. Yeah, if you see my Facebook post, Ragman, then you know exactly what my thoughts are. You know, like that's, you know, you see my Facebook, my Twitter. That's why I say if you're not really into politics, you know, stick away from my Twitter videos. Check me out on Instagram. Uh, my thoughts are my thoughts, and it's not. I don't want to like. I never want to like to say like my thoughts are gonna be forced on somebody else. Band of Brothers is excellent. Oh, Twitter's like one. That's my place. I've often thought of like making a second Twitter account, just for my movie stuff, because I want people to come in, like, because I want to have my personal stuff there. That's my personal stuff, and just have one for movies. But I'm just worried that people aren't gonna transfer over to a Twitter, when I do it when I do that. Hey there, welcome there. Are you new to the Call of Cinema? Because if you are, welcome guys. Welcome guys. But okay. Okay, now I don't remember what I was going to ask. So I've almost canceled my Twitter like 3 or 4 times because I'm just getting tired of it. Like it's really mostly now it's for news and stuff like that. I just retweet stuff, and sometimes I don't even think about what I retweet. Um, but yeah. So YouTube. I've been on YouTube now for around 8 or 9, around 9 years, going on 9 years now, if not 9 years. Um, So I started out with like short videos, like would be under 50 minutes long, because my YouTube videos um, had to be under 50 minutes long. Then eventually I got enough viewers so that I could do videos over 50 minutes long, and that was fantastic. And eventually it got to the point when YouTube said, well, we'll monetize you. If you want to be monetized, you can do monetized videos. And I thought, well, fantastic. Here comes the money. Then I figured out, well, you don't make any money with YouTube monetization because they take almost everything, and it takes months to just make anything, unless you're like a big YouTuber. Um, like I'm sure like some of you guys have made some decent money on YouTube. But my videos usually kind of run, you know, like my biggest one may have had 9,000 views. So obviously it's not something that's going to get like, make $100 a month. See, that's more than me. Like I'm getting to that point. So obviously, neither me and Logan are taking off anytime soon to just make YouTube videos and not work on something else. We have day jobs. But so eventually, what I know you do. And they're nice. But I did a Patreon. So my Patreon, I don't promote it enough, and I don't do enough for it, and it kind of maxed at about 10. So that was not exactly the most successful, but thank you for all the people that still continue to support me on it. I will be honest, there was a couple months when things were very lean, and the Patreon money at the beginning of the month actually, and in 1 month in particular, I will be blunt, it saved me. It saved me. So now I go and YouTube sends me a message saying, "Hey, there's YouTube memberships." So I'm like, "What the hell's a YouTube membership?" Because initially I thought, okay, is this a YouTube like channel subscription? Are you trying to get me to get a YouTube Red or a YouTube Premium again? Because that's not happening, dude. So the idea is, and tell me, have you guys heard about this? Like, I know a lot of you guys have channels as well. I want to get your guys' opinion on this type of stuff. So basically, rather than have like some people don't like to go to Patreon because it's like it's a separate site or they don't feel comfortable, whatever. I have like super chat like enabled on mine too, and luckily, and I'm some nights, like I came like within, and Logan will know how this works, and a lot of you guys will know this works if you got a YouTube channel. If you don't, $100 is the smallest amount. Talk to you later, Chris. That you can have that can come out of on a monthly basis for YouTube. They don't let you do any less than $100. So if your revenue is $80 or $50 or even $90, you can't take that money out. You have to wait till it reaches over 100, and then you get the amount. So there will be months when it'll get close. When like there's a month that I got really close. It was $97 actually this month, and I was like $3 away from actually having like money in my bank account that would have been needed. Thank you, Brian. That I appreciate that. But do any of you understand this YouTube membership thing? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. They say it's a neat thing because people that don't want to do that don't want to go onto Patreon might work with YouTube. May be more may like YouTube membership more. I don't understand. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out something that would work and do well for my channel. Did you get a comment? Did you get sent something on the slogan? I got recently. Basically, what it is you put like tier lists of of what you could be like $1 membership, like a $5 up to like a $50. You get to use 3 or 4 anyway, and you choose like same. It's like Patreon, and you choose like different perks that you can have on there. Like I know that like for my patrons, I'm doing a Discord server. Like that's what I'm working on right now. Like Logan knows, I'm not very techy, so it's taking me a while to do it. Exactly. This month I had 97, and I was so excited because I had 97. I said, well, that's probably going to go to 100 by the time, but no, it ended at 97. So no money this month. You should, Sasha, definitely. Any people that like to do live streams, like feel free to do like to and if you're doing a live stream and you want to like promote it here when I'm doing one of my videos, that's the thing. Promote your videos on there. A lot of you guys, hey, I thought I was the king of live streams. I like have your own channels, and you do a lot of stuff, and some you I think sometimes kind of like gonna go back a bit, and you're very and modest in the way that you won't that you don't promote your stuff. Feel free. Like there's people coming in and out of here all the time. Promote your stuff. Like promote your channels. Like if there's anything that you're doing, if you're working on a film, if you're going to be collaborating with somebody, if you got a live stream coming up. Oh yeah, like it carries over to the next month. You just wouldn't get it that month. So like say if it's 97 one month, then the next month, like it'll carry over. That's me at politics. Nobody's talking politics, Jason. That's kind of the thing that that we're going with, that we're not doing. I don't have any Flickr Alley at all, unfortunately. I wish I did. I love this. I love the stuff that I see. Yeah, like the money goes on to the next month. So like say that money will get added on to my money next month, and I'll have like something next month. Yeah, Troopy Clever's just recently done a suggested criterion video, uh, and GarageBand music. Which I've seen the GarageBand music on. Am I a fan of Tombs of the Blind Dead? Hold on. Let's hope this doesn't go on me again. I am. I have the set. Armando del Soria. You can see a lot of my movies around here when you look. Oh, not here, but. Oh, they're fun. I mean, like some are better than others, to be honest with you. But they're very. What's the word I'm looking for? Very much they're. I would consider some of them kind of artsy, but not in a boring type of way. Do I know John? Yes, I do know. Of course, I know John Steele. We actually were on a stream together. Me and John and 4K Cinema and Movie Cave Dave. Remember those days? Is the coffin box out? I didn't know. See, that's the thing. I never keep up with what's out of print or not. I don't think there's really. Can you really chase the money tree on YouTube nowadays? I'm a YouTuber, and I will openly admit, I will definitely monetize my videos, and I will be glad when I get to the point where I can make $100 a month on videos. I would love to. Honestly, if this could be my thing to do, I'd love to do it. Who wouldn't love to do their passion? I started Patreon for that reason, hopes that I could like cut down the hours that I was working, and just eventually maybe to do more here. Didn't work out well. Not on that. No, not when it's really low. If I was like, if I'm doing PewDiePie money, or what's his name, Logan Paul. That's, yeah. I think the kids, the youngins like him. Then I would. Then that would be like. But the money that would be done tax wise for me right now is not even worth it. I got like a tax form though that I get. But the main like thing that would stop me from like actually getting bigger, aside from the fact that I'm older and I'm not young and hip, uh, is my videos are long, and they're not sweet spot videos. They're not like those sexy 10-minute edited videos that you see a lot of people do, or nowadays you can get some up to 20 minutes. But my videos are longer, and they're live, and they're pretty raw. and I'm proud of that fact that that I've managed to do that. That's something that that took a long time to for me to do. I got a TikTok channel. I just don't make videos on it. I just watch TikTok. But I did a little bit of everything. I did like when I started like potato chip tasting videos. I did those. I I did videos about like I always did videos on stuff that I was passionate about. I always stay true to me, and I think that you can do videos to make money, but honestly, do videos gonna make you that are gonna make you happy because you're gonna have a much better time. Because if you're worried if okay, is this video gonna make me money? Is this video gonna get me the views? We all had a period, Logan, where we were like, man, what are the views? Like, what views am I gonna get for this? I don't understand reaction videos. I don't get it. It's not me. But there's a whole bunch of people that like that stuff. ASMR. I gotta tell my better half that she will love that. She is like an ASMR person. She likes those slicing. You know the slicing videos, cooking videos. That's not a bad idea because cooking videos are excellent. There was a guy. God, he's probably still going. I gotta catch up on some things, but he used to like do movie videos and do cooking too. I do like to keep up with my t-shirts. That's one thing I do like. I love my t-shirts. like this is one. Like, and my better half is like I will give her credit for a lot of the stuff that I get on here. I would love to see cooking videos for some of you guys. Let me know if you do, because I'm not a great cook. Like cooking video for me is I'm making macaroni and cheese. like I'm not doing. And before we go any further, thinking I'm making fancy macaroni and cheese. No, I'm taking KD out of a box and I'm making that macaroni and cheese. So you're probably not going to see a cooking video from me. And I will be honest with you. I literally did think about doing dinner and a movie videos at one point. And then I thought, wait a second, Aaron, you can't cook. This is not going to be something that's going to work. Because your dinner and a movie video is going to be like, and now I'm putting the frozen pizza into the oven. Let's go watch a movie. My better half has made a couple videos in the past. She hasn't made any in a long time, and she's not a camera person. It's not her thing. Now that being said, my better half works in a position where she is in front of people all the time, like making speeches and teaching classes and stuff like that. So she is very adept when it comes to speaking to people. If she and she's going to win every freaking argument she's in, because she's that type of person. And I mean that in the good way, in that she knows her stuff. But no, she's never been big on making the videos. I always joke about her. Say, let's make a video. And she's like, I'm not making video, Aaron. I said, let's make a Pornhub video. And she said, I'm definitely not making that, Aaron. So yeah. That's neither one of those are happening. Worth a shot, right? George Foreman Grill. George Foreman Grill. That's better than me, man. That's you're ahead of me there. One of the neat things, you'd love this. If I ever get to meet you in person, Cubic Lover, this is one thing you're gonna dig. We have a my better half's family, her mom and her dad have we got it like a farm in Morocco, and it's a big house, but it's got like we got some trees, like some olive trees and that, and so we have olive oil, like pure like real olive oil that we do every year. So there's a whole like so we have like every year, like when my better half goes to Morocco, she comes back with real like pure olive oil, like done straight from the trees in our backyard, and we'll have jams too that we get from some of the different trees that we have there, like quince and stuff. I love quince jam. So that's what movie went in an ASMR video? She's a great cook. She likes food. She likes different foods. Obviously, she's from different culture too. But she like no. But that being said, she likes her hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. But no, she's just a much better cook to me. I have a horrible, like, I have a horrible like diet, which I really I'm hitting. I'll be 50 soon, in a year. So I'll be. That's I got to get my diet in check. I really got to start doing that. I work out more now. You won't tell it, but I'm a small guy. I'm a skinny. I'm a scarecrow of a guy. I am. But yeah, that's that's the answer. That's the short answer to that. She's a good cook. I don't eat everything that she cooks because I am very picky with my foods. I like Italian foods. I like pasta. I like spaghetti. I love baked spaghetti, by the way, and I think that's. I love baked spaghetti. I got to make baked spaghetti soon. Actually, that's one thing I can make. And we've had spaghetti squash before. You know, when you take the spaghetti squash out, you make it like that. I wish I had a better appetite. I see people like they're eating everything, and I can't eat fish. I lived in a fishing community, so I just can't eat fish. It's not my thing. Racist. I'm not down with racist jokes. I do like Moroccan food. I love tagines. That's my jam, man. Like we have these vegetarian tagines. When I was in Morocco, there's certain foods like that they ate that I was like I'm not much of a meat eater, so we'd go out in the day, and so we'd miss the meals sometimes, and the cook knew that there were certain foods that like because I was picky, I may not eat when I'm out all the time. So the cook would always have like a uh, a pot of like not lasagna, baked spaghetti. There's baked spaghetti. She'd usually have like a pot of soup of a special like blended soup that I liked for when I got back, and I have like some just before I went to bed at night. Because yeah, it's different there. Like it's a different culture. So like yeah, no, the sushi. I can't do sushi. My better half loves sushi. I can't do it. I even tried the non-fish sushi, the vegetarian, the seaweed sushi, that type of stuff. Couldn't do it. Couscous. I love couscous. Couscous is a grain, guys. For those, and everybody knows anyway. So, fatty tuna. Oh, I can't do tuna, man. I, I can't. I can't do tuna. I can't do any fish. I lived in a fishing community, and we'd go, and we'd get like capelin, like much like you'd see like the grunion run. So what would happen is that at a certain time of year, there would be like with capelin would come into the shore. So everybody would go, and we go out to the shore because I live by the ocean, and we have these big buckets, like white buckets, uh, gallon buckets, and you just scoop, and you'd have like a full bucket full of capelin, and then you'd go and you'd dry them on and people would eat them. A lot of people loved them. I didn't like capelin. A few times like I had like some what's called mussels. It's kind of like oysters. So we'd be on the beach and we'd do what's called a boil. So we'd have mussels and we'd have beer, and you take a bottle of beer and you put the mussel on top and you drink like that. That's but you of course you'd cook them in like in a can on a fire on the fire first. I'm showing my Canadianism right here. But fish is extremely good for you. I would love to like fish. I would love to find a fish made in a way that I like it. And they say that if it's made right, you'll find the one that you like. Broccoli and quinoa, which I'm probably mispronouncing, by the way. Can't eat most types of bread. That's the thing. That happened to me recently, actually. And I'm not sure. Do you know what causes that? There's certain foods and there's certain times where I actually haven't had spaghetti tacos. It sounds delicious though. Where I'll eat certain foods and it feels like it's stuck right up here. And I gotta stop eating, and I gotta give it time to kind of digest. Bacon is your favorite vegetable. I like that, JR. I like that a lot. And I do want to try spaghetti tacos. I actually will try that. Tajine is your number. Is it really, Sasha? Well, if you ever come to Morocco, well, one, we got a huge place. If you come to Morocco, you got a place to stay. So, yeah, basically, I don't like seafood because I grew up with it all around me, and it was really pushed on you as a kid. Oh, you don't like seafood? Don't you like this? Try this seafood. Here, try this. Here, try this. Here, you have these capelin. Have this cod. You know, you don't like the cod? We'll get you this. We'll get this other one. My mom one year, for her birthday, made me eat salmon. I was not a huge salmon fan. You know, the only time I ate like fish and like, well, not fish, but like seafood that wasn't like the mussels thing. There was this really cute girl at school, and everybody was having like the chicken, and like everybody's getting like chicken. We had like a takeout, and so she wanted to have shrimp, and I hope, Logan, actually, because I would definitely take you up on that. When I go to Morocco, I would definitely take you up on that, and we would go to Essaouira for 100%, and because I know you're going to love it there, and would, you know, go on the beach, that type of stuff, and go see Orson Welles' statue, because there's a really neat statue of Orson Welles, and right next to it is the best gelato shop you're ever going to find. But yeah, so I can never get into fish. If you like to surf, they surf there too. I'm not a good swimmer, so I don't surf, but I do want to learn to swim better so that I can. I want to learn to surf. It's a statue of Orson Welles overweight. I have a picture of it somewhere. I actually got to find it. Spaghetti tacos, is that a Nickelodeon thing? I really don't know. I don't know a lot about Nick. I know a lot of you guys grew up with Nickelodeon because you're in the U.S., but not me. Why is Orson Welles statue in Morocco? Because he did a film there. Actually, he did Othello there. Orson Welles, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, and Alfred Hitchcock were well known for going to Morocco. It was a favorite place of theirs. To this day, Martin Scorsese goes there every year for the Marrakesh Film Festival, which my sister-in-law has worked at many years. She's met Martin Scorsese many times, and anybody that hung around with Martin Scorsese, she's met. Will Smith, all those guys. Super jealous of that, by the way. Well, Casablanca's kind of fun. My better half sister lives in Casablanca. She bakes. Like, when I say she bakes, she makes cakes. The insanely amazing cakes. I'll show them on her sometime. Do you know what I spent yesterday doing though? I'll show you a picture now, guys, because my phone's almost dead, so I gotta really go in a second. So we got this here. This is a case with 1,000 DVDs, right? We sat down and put in 1,000 DVDs into this case. 33 complete TV series. I don't think she watched that much. Oh, thank you, Warlock. So, Unobstructed View. So, if you're in Canada and you haven't been able to get the Criterion stuff in Barnes & Noble, Unobstructed View is starting their Criterion sale at midnight tonight. I don't think it's a skinny statue of Orson Welles. I think I say it'll be in between. I got to look at it again. But my phone is at, holy crap, 1%. Oh, all right. Well, with that, my name is Aaron, which you guys all know. This is my movie library, and I have a lot of this to put back. Crap. But you are the call to cinema. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I would love to get the War of the Worlds list, but I can't get anything right now. We are in the red. So it's going to be a while. But before my battery goes, have a great night. And for me right now, it's time for tea.